Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another week of League Zero. Today, we have a very important match, a very crucial match at our hands for Advanced Division. This is week 8, so this is literally the week right before we get into playoffs. And now the two teams you're looking at are Epizeuxis versus Overcharged. And my name is Sai, everyone. I'm here joined with my beautiful and very talented co-caster, Mob. Now, Mob, what do you have to say about these two teams coming in?
First of all, hello everyone. It's good to see you. It's been a little bit since I've actually been on cast, but these teams are the main focus of tonight. Overcharged versus Epizeuxis. Overcharged. One thing I'd like to say about this team, Overcharged kind of coming in as the underdog in this story after losing last week to Kingdom Come 3-0, and Epizeuxis looking to kind of poke towards the Epizeuxis kind of trying to maintain their number 2 slot over Hangzhou Bark. It's really going to come down to how well they perform in this match. Hangzhou Bark with the same exact win-loss, but a different map differential in the standings.
Yeah, and I believe if Overcharged could make this game happen or even win this, they have a chance at least making it to the playoffs. So this is a very crucial game coming out from both sides. And let's talk about these two teams, okay? They have actually a lot of history behind them. We're just checking through all the facts as we're doing our research and found out they've actually traded 4 players between each other. So that's a big deal. So these two teams know each other. They know how the players will be performing. At least certain players, they know how to play around each other. I'm pretty sure Overcharge has been studying Epizeuxis over time, knowing that this moment will come. So interested to see how they clash against each other, and it might just be the clash of titans right before the week 8 ends and we enter the playoffs. Now, if I'm being honest, Mob, I think we're just going to see very meta compositions coming out. But I did get a little note from a little birdie, saying that Overcharge has something up their sleeves. So we might want to look out for a possible upset. But other than that, I'm expecting just, look at that. You see what I'm saying, Joe? From the side of Overcharge, they have double shield ready coming into this.
Yeah, both teams running some pretty cool things. I think it's going to be good to see these two styles battle against each other.
Yeah, interesting. Now, Overcharge coming in with a very significant, this double shield, I've seen it a lot while I was casting a lot of expert games, but not necessarily in advance. But looks like Adax will be running that ball, neutral on that diva. So just a little dive composition and keeping Kirif on that Echo will provide a lot of damage and mobility.
Going to this, you can see Overcharge split their team into 3 and 3. This is where the double shield combo sells. But Soundwave is actually knocked off the high ground, able to rejoin the team on point. But the Squishies are a little bit isolated. They're able to rejoin the team. And with Fatality is deployed by Seven, is immediately destroyed. Now this team is going to look hard. But Seven falls. Anax follows with them to the grade. Point does go over to Overcharge. Double shield is so hard to break. Kifo falls off the map. Did not have that echo shift to get back up. Yunshil dying on the diva after getting demacked by Soundwave, and it's going to be Overcharge taking the first fight.
Yeah, and CBT right there just does a quick little reset. Oh no, Potato does get a very crucial boob on Kernmaster. That's actually going to bumping up quite a lot when it comes to ultimate charge. But let's talk about this double shield composition we're seeing. This split double shield composition is very hard to pull off, but if you could do it and set up that crossfire section, it's a lot of damage and a lot of things that the opponent needs to deal with. And look at this, the dive is coming through from the side of Epizeuxis.
Yeah, but then the downside, you see that when the entire Epizeuxis comes against them, it's a 6v3. Though they're able to hang on, they're getting pressured from all angles, and with the teleport destroyed, they don't have an easy escape. Though no picks have come from either side, Kernmaster kind of poking around, gets halted back, and actually falls out. The Mercy CBT getting forced out, but 2 picks coming out for Epizeuxis, turning the side of the fight. Huge pulse bomb by Cam and Adax, knocking 7 a point. Some big picks on both sides. We're going to have to see if Epizeuxis can continue their advantage. The diva on the point, sound barrier, and the wall coming out from the sim. Yunshil getting knocked off, evening up the fight. Echo back in the fight at the one. The ultimates are favoring the side of Overcharge, but Epizeuxis is not over yet. Anax falls, but Tifa knocks it back, transforms into an Orisa, turns the double shield into a single shield. Kiefer trying to get a Bongo up. That damage is entirely dependent on the damage that they can put out onto the Orisa. The Bongo coming up from the wheel of Kiefer not actually getting the Bongo in the fight. Mine's coming out, taking out Ono Potato Samurai, knocking back with the can. Kiefer with the beam onto Zactar. The res is out though, and looks like Overcharge is barely inching ahead. There's such an easy ball. Blossom with the sim, fully charged on point. Kiefer takes out Blossom, but Ice popping up on the McCree. It's just the Lucio there. Codemaster with the Sand Barrier. He's the last hope. He has to pop the Sand Barrier. He pops it. Yuncho coming back with the self-destruct. The Sand Barrier does not install long enough to keep it on. And now Overcharge is coming back in. The Flux coming out. Flux finding Codemaster. The self-destruct on the point. Knocks everyone off. And they jump back on with the double shield. It's so hard to break with these small characters that they're on. But the mobility does favor. If they continue to get even picks, they will come out victorious. Almost getting knocked off, but Ono Potato falls. Ice switching over to the Doomfist to get back fast. Kiefer falling to the Tracer from Blossom. Zactar, Blossom finding picks left and right. 99-0. Overcharge is looking to pull it back, pull it forward. Codemaster getting melee onto Zactar, but Sound Wave caught back. So once again, it's just a Lucio on the Tracer on point. The amplification matrix falls onto the point. Overcharge is definitely pulling ahead, and they will take round 1, 100-0.
Wow. And first of all, I just want to say, Mob, that was very impressive to hold on that play-by-play for that long, because I was genuinely feeling bad. But very extended fights coming along from both teams. And to be honest, when the fights get that extended, it actually Overcharge are the one who benefit from this, because they are playing those stall characters. They could stall out as much as they want and build those ultimates slowly and surely. One player that I do want to shine a lot of light on is Ono Potato. I don't know if you guys have been watching Ono Potato, but he has been a stellar Lucio, just booping people left and right, displacing them, helping his own team Overcharge to get in the game back. It looks like they will be just sticking to this, this composition that's been really working for them. The double shield composition where you run 3-3, 2 squads, one with Sigma, one with your Orisa to do the most damage and just kind of set up this cross flank in the crossfire. And looks like Epizeuxis is trying to kind of copy it, but not the same. Kiefer on that Hanzo, putting a lot of pressure that the shields are going to come out. But look at this, they want to go in and get this fight on.
Trying to rotate around the back, Soundwave falling low, forcing the immortality out of Sev really early, but the point looking to get flipped. But actually, Alex is there to poke another immortality, both down for both teams. Ono Potato getting forced down on the Bug. Now Epizeuxis is actually taking more control of the point. The Halt Rock getting no value through the shields. Epizeuxis is going to take first control. Codemaster and Sev follow both times. This does favor Epizeuxis as they still have that Bug healing up. Now, but Epizeuxis is getting forced into the corner. The Bug getting a lot of value on the other side, able to keep that Inspire up. Addix falling a little bit low without the amplification matrix, calling out Addix. Kiefer finding 2 on the other side. Ice, Blossom knocking back. Blossom popping off on the Tracers, able to get so much more value, and Overcharge is actually going to be able to flip this point at 25%.
Ooh, such
over the
good
stall.
Patience. Such good patience and such good virtue coming out from the side of the Overcharged DPS. They actually lost both of their healers at the end of that fight, and I was looking at the kill feed and I was like, it's pretty much over. I don't think there will be any comeback. Maybe, they will lose this point to Epizeuxis, but the DPS actually came back, and Ice and Blossom are just putting so much value. And now look at this, the ultimate charge is what really counts here. Zactar has a flux ready, so keep an eye out from that. Ooh, look at this
flux. Oh, the Flux High Noon finding 2, and that's all the pressure they really needed. 2 ultimates to win a fight is the optimum. Blossom finding an exit kill onto CBT, and it looks like Blossom wants some more, going deep into the back line. Ice pushing as well. The lone Brig running into spawn with the tail between her legs.
Yeah, and look at that, just by using the two ults that they did. Now 4 members of Overcharge have access to the ultimate. Soundwave has a Bongo ready, and Ono Potato has all the armor their team needs. So this next fight was looking very healthy for the side of Overcharge. But if you are Epizeuxis right now, you need a very crucial blow. Cam needs to land a very crucial ultimate right here. Oh, does it get any value? Oh no, Blossom!
Blossom finds the pulse bomb onto Codemaster, trying to go for the high noon, but actually not able to. The amplification matrix comes out. The flux solo lifts Zactar into the air. Zactar is able to survive with the help of the supports. Addix falls as well. Epizeuxis on the last leg, already down 3 in the fight. They find Sev on the back of it, but that's going to be a full retreat. Now this is final fight.
Yeah, final fight, and look at the support lineup from Overcharged. So quite blood hungry. Both supports getting 2 kills at least from the last fight, and this is where things get really hefty. They're creating this whole situation where they're putting Epizeuxis in this awkward position of they always have to check their back no matter what. But now they want to make this last push.
There's an early flux. The High Noon finding Annex. CVT falling right behind it. And then the Dragon from Hanzo coming in, but the Epizeuxis is already down 3, 4, 5. Is it going to be 6? And it will. And it's going to be Overcharged taking a very decisive map 1.
Now, this is such a dominant performance coming out from Overcharged, and this was kind of what I was hoping for. After getting some intel, I was like, you know what? These guys do sound like they know what they're going to do for this coming up game, and this is a very crucial game. And talking about crucial game, look at this beautiful play coming out from Blossom, being patient, just deleting. Woohoo! One clipping the entire one of the backliners actually, and just oh my god, destroys Cam in
crouch at the end.
Oh, destroying Cam in that 1v1. Oh, Cam, come on, you can't take that, brother. I'm pretty sure Cam will come up with something, but what a performance for first map mob. Like that was just some stellar performance coming out. Really dominant, gameplay from Overcharged. It looks like they're so comfortable in this double shield composition. They know how to play it, and they're not, a lot of teams seem to make this mistake, especially at lower rank, where they're like, okay, double shield is really good, I'm just going to play double shield like season 10, where you just stack 2 shields together. But the new double shield is kind of a little bit different. You want to split up in different groups. You have 3 with one shield tank, 3 with another shield tank, set up a crossfire where your enemy team has to worry about both sides, their back and front, and kind of have to block both sides. So it's either you play double shield into it or you play double sniper into it, but then that's very hard because snipers usually don't get a lot of value unless their tanks are making all the space for them or allowing them space to work with. So this is definitely a very hard puzzle for Epizeuxis to solve, but it really depends on what comes next. Now, next map is a hybrid map, and this is Epizeuxis' map choice. If you were Epizeuxis mob, what map would you go for really to beat this double shield composition that looks so strong from Overcharged?
You'll definitely not want to choose one that allows flank angles or to kind of split up your team. It's definitely going to be a hard one because all the hybrids really favor that kind of style. Blizzard World, King's Row being the ones that come straight into my mind. I can say that this result so far isn't unexpected regarding both of their past performances in the last 2 weeks. One thing I'd like to point out, Blossom on Overcharge being a very key factor in the map 1 win, actually coming from Epizeuxis from a trade done on November 8th, just a week ago. So Blossom seems to be already a really good fit into this team. Epizeuxis probably missing that Tracer special.
Ooh, a lot of bad blood being spilled between the two teams. I'm pretty sure that's what the tactical crouch is for. Probably, who knows? But Blossom definitely seems like he is blooming really well with his new team members and just merging in together. But looks like we do have the map choice, I believe. I'm just looking through the chat right now, not really
I don't think they chose yet.
Yeah, I just seen one of the teams say defense.
Oh no, they did.
I was like,
they did.
Oh, they did.
Okay, the map is going to be King's Row. Or as we call it in the community, Squims Row.
Squims Row.
The favorite map of a lot of teams, or most teams in a lot of squims, just because it's classic and, in my opinion, one of the most balanced maps in Overwatch.
Yeah, I definitely, it's also a really fun map to play. Every time I play King's Row, it's super fun because the map just gives so much verticality. You could play with like almost any composition and still have a lot of value and a lot of fun. So now my question is, like, I'm really trying to figure this out. How will Epizeuxis really benefit from this King's Row map composition? Because it seems like double shield could be very, very strong in King's Row. Even though there's not many flank rotations, there are a lot of high ground and a lot of different rotations that could be made between 2 points.
I think They have two options here. They play a Ryan Zarya rush come and try and get past the double shields, which may or may not work depending on how Overcharged adapt. Or they do the mob mentality special, run the Bastion on point A, teleport onto the statue.
Oh,
I'm ready to see it.
I love watching that every single time King's Row gets put on. I'm just like thriving for the attacking team to pick that Bastion and that Symmetra. I want to see that teleport on top of the statue. And you know, the entire thing is you teleport the Bastion and the Sigma on top of the statue. Sigma drops a shield, jumps off, and then Bastion just sits there and reigns. But the only problem is if there's a good team, they could scout it out early and then just be ready to destroy that teleport as soon as they see it. But other than that, like you talked about Mob, I'm ready to see some fancy stuff in here.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to just run meta back at each other. I think it can work on both sides. It's going to come down to the skill and team coordination of both teams. Epizeuxis being, you know, that first attacking team. So would they really set the bar? A full hold from Overcharge could really put them ahead in the series.
Ooh, look at that.
On the Bastion.
Will Cam swap off?
I think it's just a bait. I think it's just, yeah, it's just a bait.
Man, why do they do this? Why do they do this? Always
they know.
Proving the casters wrong for no reason. But look at that, Cam. Just picking the Widow for a little scouting, but we'll be going back to that signature pick of his McCree, and looks like they just want to roll in. They want to do as much as damage possible right here. Doing a quick little rotation underneath the hotel, left side hotel, all the way going around. They will be taking the high ground and they just want to misposition a sound wave as much as possible and kind of shatter this team composition.
Zactor isolates himself and able to get halted back. Now they're able to take point in this 5v6 and they've pushed Overcharged into that little window, but they can't do much contesting. Sure, they have like 3 people who can spray down, but they're not going to be able to do much. They can sit around this corner. Now Overcharged is actually just going to forfeit point A off of that honest mistake by Zakatar.
Yeah, and that's the biggest downfall of playing this split double shield composition, is that if the enemy team is good enough and they could track down one of the shield tanks and kill him early, that's pretty much it. Your composition is gone. Once you lose your Sigma, Orisa barely has any value in the fight. So for this composition to really work, it's very key, very vital that both tanks with the shield stay alive. If not, it's not really going to apply any value to anyone. But looks like Kiefer is just building up his ultimate. Look at the ultimate charges across. Blossom has a lot to work with.
Zactar getting focus fired again. Immortality is used. Amplification Matrix kind of pushes them back, but it does get a pick on CBT right at the end. Blossom already with that transform duplicate. Sev having to use that Amplification Matrix to keep Zactar alive, but Zactar actually pulling off onto Conemaster, and Epizeuxis is going to have to back up. And now this is probably one of the hardest chokes to push through on King's Row, this overpass, especially because of the ultimate advantage that Overcharge does have. They're able to win that with only Sev's ultimate. And Blossom, I'd like to mention, was, despite losing the first fight, was about 40% up on Kiefer going into fight number 2.
Yeah, the Blossom was almost 80% before the skirmish even started, and look at him right now. Has that little echo available to himself. And now this is very interesting. We might see another Flux High Noon right here, because look at this. They're all bunched up. They want to make this rotation. This is a very small place.
Big halt from Adax, but the Flux wasn't there. But they are still very grouped up. The transform does turn Kiefer into a brig for that extra healing. Such high sustain, almost Goat's era amount of healing. The Flux
oh my god!
It's huge. They all come down, but the High Noon's a little bit late, not able to get any value. The Kiefer's duplicate is going to be ending, and to Overcharge, the fight ending without much kills. I say that as Zactar and Kiefer both fall to the respective teams. The transform does turn Blossom into a brig as well. Such high healing, and Blossom already with the rally, and now there's to be insane and sustained. But with, you know, without Kiefer there, they're losing a lot of damage. The Amplification Matrix does push Epizeuxis back around the corner, but they're still able to use it because there was such good placement by Sev. Ono Potato with the actual rally coming back to the fight. Zactar still coming back from spawn. It looks like the team's kind of split. Half of them in the megas. Kernmaster falls to that focusing beam. Cam trying to get out, but Cam and CBT getting isolated, and it's going to be Overcharge taking the fight.
And that was such a big win for Overcharged too. They used Ice Ultimate at the very beginning, not
Oof,
getting a lot of value. But
that's
look at
big.
this again. Ice has another Deadeye ready. So this could buy a lot of time for Blossom to really return. Don't forget the Echo is a quite mobile character, so they could join the fight very fairly quickly. Now the only ultimate that Epizeuxis really has to work with is Yunchol's Flux right here, and also Cam has a Deadeye. So it's kind of equalized in a way.
Yeah, the Amplification Matrix is coming out. The Flux follows up. It gets into no one, only onto a Fortified Orisa. So, and the Fortified Orisa isn't moving anywhere.
Oh my god, this is big.
Zakatar with the Blossom is huge, fighting for Zakatar popping off. Oh, you didn't give him the 5. What good play. Zakatar knowing when to flex perfectly. And now, even though Overcharge invested some ultimates, so did Epizeuxis. Actually investing more. The Sev and Soundwave with the ultimates, Blossom coming up next to it. It's going to be an interesting fight.
Yeah, definitely. And just imagine, looks like a pause coming out from the side of Overcharge. Maybe a audio issue and whatnot. We don't know. But other than that, it's a very interesting fight. Soundwave will have access to that bongo. So Seb also has an ultimate coming up. Seb already has ultimate, and Blossom has ultimate coming up. So the Overcharged are looking quite healthy to defend this little corner that they have, and it's a very good place to defend to, because guess what, the entire enemy team has to trickle in that little tiny spot, and the person who benefits the most out of that is Zagatar's Sigma and Blossom's Echo, because they have a lot of splash damage to work with. And Zagatar, as you know, Zagatar's not just Zagatar's, any Sigma player, their attacks, their left click kind of bounces around. So that little hallway, you can just bounce all the attacks around, even if you're not positioned correctly. And the fluxes are just so much easier to hit because everybody's just together. Once that team call comes out that, hey, CBT does not have immortality field, that's when you want to hit the flux and get a big kill, a couple of kills, just like Zakatar did in the very last fight. So not really sure why this pause was called. Some of them are saying maybe Sev's internet is acting up a little bit. Looks like Blossom also left the game.
Sev ended up being a famous meme in the community, but Blossom is actually going to be the one, or actually both. Sev also having internet problems, a bad circumstance from all around for Overcharge. I would hope with Blossom leaving the game, doesn't that mean they will go back to spawn, or will they come back?
Yes, they will. They will go back to spawn, and they will lose their ultimate charge too.
Blossom with 81 to that duplicate, and now with Epizeuxis is still regrouping, but they could get in before Blossom is back. So there's a small window of opportunity to take that 6v5, especially since they have no ultimates.
It's so unfortunate to see, but Blossom will be losing the ultimate charge. So Kiefer is already in advantage. But other than that, Echo does have a lot of mobility. They could get to the point very quickly, but other than that, I don't think that's going to be possible. I'm seeing some ready coming out from the chat. Not sure. There you go. Yeah, Blossom's in, and yeah, like you talked about, we might see that. Yeah, we're going to see a 6v5 situation right here, unless Overcharge could kind of hold it off.
Yeah, they could definitely use some of their ultimates to buy time for Blossom to get out. Blossom is actually back. So it is back to that 6v6. On a potato falling kind of low at the start of the fight. Soundwave popping the bongo all the way up there. It's going to be hard to destroy. And two simultaneous picks come out for Overcharge, basically telling the fight it is over. And the only ultimate on Epizeuxis' side is Kiefer's duplicate.
Wow, only using one ultimate right there. Just one ultimate from Soundwave, and that much damage is done. And this is what dominance looks like, because look at this. They know their advantages. Overcharged know their advantages. They know that they could just play around the catwalk. They don't need to take the fight to Epizeuxis. They could just rain down hell by using all the damage buffs they had. And now look at this. Oh, okay, I like this. Setting up another crossfire right here. Blossom is actually building up his ultimate fairly quickly. 72% already. Kiefer does have access to their Echo ability. So let's see what happens right here. We need to see a miracle happen. at this point. A big, beautiful pick because only 20 seconds left.
Yeah, Kifa turning into the Sigma, trying to get another Flux up. A double Flux is actually possible here. Kifa, but through these two shields, it's really hard to build ult charge. Blossom building up to a duplicate. Launching a Sticky Mine is actually getting it. The Sigma ult does come out. The High Noon follows up with the amplification. The field is there to save everyone, so the shot is never fired. The Flux coming out from Yunchill. Kifa not able to get his off. Zachar not able to fall, but actually does. Blossom switching into Sigma as well, gets it off, and actually able to survive. Flux is two people in the air, they both fall, neither one of them dying, though. Ono Potato popping the rally 7, finding Yunchill off the back of Blossom's Slush. Blossom turning back into an Echo as picks come left and right. Ice popping out, finding 3.
What are you doing?
Pulling the fight. 5!
What? Are
Ice
you okay?
Turning the tides on his lonesome, the lone cowboy in his Peacemaker puts peace to King's Row as that round is ended. Epizeuxis only getting to the brisk of checkpoint 2.
Oh my god, Ice was just so disgusting right there. That fight was so back and forth at the very beginning, ultimates being used, not really getting a lot of value from either side of the teams, but at the very end, we see a pick come out, opening pick come out from Sev's Baptiste, and then Ice just like, you know what, it's time to activate. I don't know what happened. The guy probably activated his Shine Gun or something. He hit every single shot. I believe out of the 5, 2 of them were just pure headshots coming out from the side. Headshot kills at least from the side of Ice, and just like that, you know, he's putting the icing on that little fight, saying that, hey, you know what, it's over. We got all of them. We got all 5 of them, and just like that, we have another dominant performance from the side of Overcharged. Now, this is the thing. I don't believe they got the second point right there, Mob. They're very close. Yep, they did not get the second point. Very close. So that means all Overcharge has to do is take the first point and roll it right there. Not even take the second point. Just roll it literally next to the second point. Now, I'm interested to see what they're going to run, because Soundwave, oh, there you go. Soundwave kind of hovered the Winston, so I was a little confused. But like, hey, do you really want to go Winston into a McCree? But it looks like they're just going to stick to their meta, what's been working out for them. And right now, we do have a Zen from the side of Grandmasters. That might make a change.
Grandmaster going for the more aggressive Bab Zen combo. It definitely leaves them a little bit more isolated on the healing side. But that Zen is going to put a lot more pressure onto the players of Overcharge. Now the split force becomes a lot more wary with that shield pressure coming out from Conemaster and the ability to discord a target. Cam finding a lot of ult charge with those sticky bombs. Cam actually getting shield bash, almost falls. Able to run away though. Adax falling low, able to back up to get the healing.
Cam, is he going to stay? Oh, the immortality field does count.
Zachar though is the one to fall early in the fight. And this might just mean Overcharge back out. Overcharge is kind of holding on to this position, but you don't have everything to do it. Ice almost falls to that pull as Alex and the rest of Epizeuxis really want to push this advantage. Sev does have that Matrix, but it's not really a good push to Sev. Gets knocked back, forces the immortality field. Now that the immortality field is out, they can easily back up. Epizeuxis is still holding this high ground, starting to put pressure onto the point though. Yunchill is the first to fall, using both his Eat and the Lamp just as resources, as the focus beam does come out. Yunchill falling super low, but able to keep up. Blossom is actually the only one falling. Ice finding Keith on the headshot. Cam absolutely low, not getting healed by the Zen to his side. Conemaster trying to find as much damage as they can, but actually gets headshot by Ice in the window. The Amp Matrix coming up from CBT to try and clutch the point is not able to do anything, as Overcharge is going to take point A.
Ice finds 3 kills right there. Oh, make it 4. 2 of them again headshots. So the DPS lineup from Overcharge are putting some numbers up for their team right there. Ice just literally, you know, at one point it seemed like they weren't going to get any kills. The amplification matrix was used, but Adax kind of did a really good job of pulling them off the high ground. Only Baptiste was able to make it back, but it didn't matter. Ice was able to get the headshots no matter what. Deleting Grandmaster right there was a very crucial thing, because guess what? He couldn't trans to keep his team alive. And right now they're at a point where already first point is taken. All they have to do now is push it all the way in. Hux comes out. This might be big.
It finds 2, neither getting picked, but Ice actually does fall on the side, making it a 5v6. Soundwave getting pushed from a Cam on the other side. And I think one thing you have to point out is they're playing these compositions, though they're playing basically the same characters, they're playing it systematically different. That Epizeuxis is favoring the Season 10-esque double shield, where you just, sit together as a group of 6 and use both shields, while Overcharged is favoring the new split style. And so far, we've seen the split style work more often than not.
Yeah, because once you're just cycling through abilities, they're bound to break no matter what. A very interesting Flux doesn't really hit anything. Maybe there was a different outcome that they saw, but other than that, it doesn't matter. A lot of pressure being applied from the side of Overcharge to just really breaking the shields as much as possible. Oh no, the immortality field is up. If Yunchun could land the ultimate right here, even build one, this could be huge.
Blossom, though, finding Codemaster on the thing on these sticky bombs. I mean, a Bongo coming out from Soundwave, able to push this damaged amp, but the amp matrix coming out from CBT finds the pick on the Shockwave, but Blossom finds 2 back before dying to keep it. The High Noon does come out and holding the shield right in front of it, taunting with the rally. CBT falls on point and more will follow. Yunchil pops the Flux. They know that they have to clutch this fight or it's over. But the Baptiste does not fall. Blossom coming back with the ultimate. Yunchil, the last lone survivor on point with the Echo of Cam to back and fight. The Wrecking Ball Adex is back, but it's not going to do anything really. Sev with that Amp Matrix putting out so much damage. High Noon just for safety's measures. It's going to be Overcharged taking map 2.
Yeah, in a very dominant fashion that we've been seeing them. This just been, an absolute banger so far. Overcharged. We are watching Overwatch, but that's not the team. Overcharged actually doing a lot of, this is the composition that they wanted to come in with and really demonstrate, and they're really showing why it's so favored within the higher ranks. And look at this beautiful Flux coming out from Zekatar. Sees that opportunity that the immortality field was being used, drops the Flux, deletes 4 people off the bat just like that. And what do you even do there? You have so much damage coming out from this. This is from 2 sides, right? Not just one, you have 2 sides. A lot of your damage being spammed at you. You have to use your immortality field at some point to keep your team alive, and that's basically what they were Overcharged were looking for. They want to get that ultimate that cooldown out so they could use some more efficient or more damage dealing ultimates like High Noon, like Flux. So very good stuff coming up from Overcharged. Not just playing double shield just to play it, actually understanding how to systematically play the new double shield, and not just go back to the season 10 where you just cycle out shields and wait for both shield to be down, but utilizing the double shield pressure from 2 sides of the map and actually pinching Epizeuxis into kind of a sandwich position, leaving them vulnerable to many different mistakes and just taking advantage of those mistakes, I think is a very good play style that Overcharge could manage to. If they keep this up, they could definitely go to not just go to off season, but they maybe even make it to grand finals or finals. So I'm very excited to see this team more so grow, especially with all the traits that you've been talking about that these teams have been sharing. So, I'm super pumped. This is a team that we have not get streamed at all since last October, I believe. So it's been a while, and they're coming in strong, showing the people why they should support them.
Yeah, Overcharged pulling in number 2 seed is nothing to laugh at. Overcharged definitely. Overcharged though they may be lower in the standings, they're definitely not a team to be overestimated. They have a lot of skill that you can clearly see on display here. Playing, I think it's really coming down to not only the individual skill of all the players, but also the way that they're playing this meta. It seems just superior to the old double shield style, and I don't think Epizeuxis has really practiced that style.
No, I don't think anybody was really prepared for it until, like I said, the only place I've really seen this meta being properly played and utilized was the expert division that we have. A lot of teams are kind of playing around this double shield or hawk feed composition. So it really just depends on what's going on, like how you could utilize this composition and catch teams off guard. And this is definitely an underground run underground run for the overcharged team, because they're kind of the underdogs coming in here. They're literally 2 slots away from being the lowest seeding team, and they're going up against the second seed team, Epizeuxis, who have 4 wins and only 2 losses, and Overcharged out here the flipped, actually 2 wins and 4 losses. So very interesting stuff to see, and they're making a statement right here. I want to see them keep playing the game, maybe even take Dorado home, and this could be potentially the last match of this evening for the advanced division. Because look at this, we're barely an hour into it, and we're already talking about the last map going over to Overcharge and them taking the win.
Yeah, definitely 2-0 lead was not what a lot of people expected going to this match, but obviously Overcharge haven't been seen in a long time. So it's honestly not very surprising to see them pop off this much. I think they have to continue their advantage going into this, and honestly, we have to start looking towards the playoffs. Though they're a lowest seed, with playing like this, they can definitely make like a long bracket run. I think it could be very intriguing.
Yeah, and not just talking about Overcharge right here. I think Epizeuxis, if they want to take this win right here, they want to have this mental reset. You're 2 games down, 2 maps down. This is your last stand. Last stands of actually proving yourself. You want to have that mental reset right here. Just kind of, say, hey guys, you know what? It's okay. Whatever happened, and let's just go next and try to do our best. And I think that's what really needs to happen from the side of Epizeuxis. It's not that they've been playing bad. It's just every time it looks like they want to play against this double shield, or even want to copy this double shield style that Overcharged are playing, they just get outsmarted or out-rotated every single time. Because you can't, it's one thing to rotate as a team of 6, and then there's another thing to beat a team who are split in 2, out-rotating you every single time. So not fun if you're Epizeuxis and if you're there in their shoes. But look at this, Cam going over to the Widow and Kiefer on this Hanzo. So they're going for the ball, kind of like, I'm expecting more hog feet instead of ball feet, but they're going for this ball feet double sniper composition maybe. And I like this pickup for Kernmaster. If Cam could hit their shots, this will be a big deal, because look at this. I'm having a Mercy for the side of for the side of Cam. Oh, never mind.
Pharmacy.
Throw that out the window. We're going to see a Pharmacy, and I love watching Pharmacies all the time, because it's just so creative seeing Pharahs do what they do and how they really play around different compositions. Not to mention, it's always nice to see some big barrages coming down and annihilating the backline of the team. So look at you. Mostly, if you're a viewer, you mostly want to keep your eyes on the ultimate charge for Cam. And look at that, already beating anybody on the field right now with 46% ultimate charge. That's a lot. Cam will be able to build their ultimate before the payload even gets to the statue right here. They keep building it up, and Overcharge has to play around this.
Yeah, Cam putting out a lot of pressure on that Pharah, but the Echo from Blossom is putting out equal pressure. Soundwave actually finds CBT. That's a lot of the damage lost. The res does come out, so they can actually continue this push. Blossom just kind of in the air. Echo does surprisingly good anti-Pharah. As Soundwave falls, CBT falls once again. I think that is a better trade for the side of Epizeuxis, but actually another comes out. Ice onto Yunchill. Overcharge definitely pulling ahead now on this defense. They're able to shut down the Pharah. One thing I definitely want to point out here that Epizeuxis aren't very worried about this match. I mean, tied with Hangzhou Bark in the standings right now. Unless Hangzhou Bark beats the currently undefeated Tokyo Drifters, there's really no way for them to pass them in the standings.
That's definitely true. So maybe this might not be a serious thing from the side of Epizeuxis, but we could definitely see Overcharge are not playing around. They want this win bad, and they want it now. Look at these 2 ultimates coming out, maybe 3 from the side of Epizeuxis. Some key ultimates. Kiefer uses the bomb, but not getting any value really.
They do push away from the Animatrix, bait out the Immortality Field as the Barrage comes out but doesn't get anything. Soundwave follows the Cam's neutral game, and Ice able to take out Cam. The Res is available, but I don't know if it's very risky. CBT falling very low in the blast. Blossom losing the duplicate, not able to get anything done with it. Ice doesn't have the High Noon in the back. The Bolt Tank ultimates for the side of Epizeuxis get used, but no kills come out of him. Zactor is extremely low when he finds it. The Blossom on point without the fly is going to be really hard to get out. Discord onto him, and he will fall. The Slam comes in onto the remaining members of Overcharge, and it's going to be Epizeuxis taking point A.
So members of Overcharge do trickle one by one and fall to the hands of this Pharah Tracer that we've been seeing. Kiefer doing a really good job of just applying the pressure on ground while Cam is doing it from up above, raining hell. But you know, I think Ice has been doing a really good job dealing with this Pharah, getting as much as damage possible and just kind of driving them off. But if you're Overcharged right now, you do need to keep an eye out for this Pharah ultimate and not just use your immortality willy-nilly, or at least try to kill the Pharah. Now CBT is a very crucial pick right here. If they could get a pick on CBT, they literally win this next fight.
Yeah, that Transcendence is very important, especially when considering Zactar's ultimate and the normal, but the Flux High Noon, which has been the style of Overcharge. High Noon doesn't really care about how much you're getting healed if you get one shot. As Cam finds Blossom with the damage discorded, the Flux does come out from Zactar. The trans used, but it was only CBT in the Flux. He didn't really need to transit. Sam falling half onto the high ground. Amplification Matrix pushing out Sam. Sam actually able to get back. So low though. Kiefer using the Pulse Bomb, not really hitting anything. Ice with the High Noon through the Matrix, finding CBT. Conemaster popping the Valkyrie, but it's going to be an Epizeuxis retreat.
Yeah, getting that kill right there, CBT really defines the team for Epizeuxis. They lose out in so much targeting pressure, single target pressure because there's no Discord orb to really give that debuff. But that doesn't matter. Look at Cam though. Cam does have access to their Rocket Barrage, so they will be looking at some cheeky plays or cheeky positioning right there. And it looks like Blossom does have a eye out for Cam. Doesn't want to let anything go by. Oh no! Oh no! Yunchol is actually caught off guard, but doesn't really get killed. Sam, oh, look at Cam. Look at Cam. They're creeping up behind the team, trying to get behind.
Cam disconnects from the Mercy. Now Sam's kind of alone on point, getting pressure down. CBD falls to Soundwave. A lot of ultimates for the side of Epizeuxis, but not really the team behind the Q buttons.
Yeah, looks like they will be kind of giving it up after, again, CBT falls. And it just feels like every single time CBT falls, they have to fall back because of this player disadvantage. And I understand that Zen does give that, aggression, but is it really worth it, though, getting killed all the time?
Finding two. But they turn into Blossom with the amazing duplicate, turns into Sigma and rocks the other Sigma. What a play. CBT finding Soundwave, though. The fake Flux coming out. The Barrage finding one as trades come left and right. Cam popping the mines on the point. Blossom finding Sev, falling to Kiefer, but first finding Kernmaster. It's a 2v2 on point. Cam and the Tracer. Kiefer popping off on the side. Kiefer trying to flush it out. It's Kiefer versus the world at this point. Sam just rolling it on point, trying to keep it going, but the Brig is there. Kiefer forced to kind of back out. High Noon popped, but definitely wasted.
Very interesting choice of using High Noon right there. Maybe willing to catch Kiefer off, but you have to understand there's still 40 seconds left from the side of Epizeuxis. They could easily come back again, and they have the ultimates to do that. Kernmaster has a Valkyrie ready, and Kiefer definitely keep an eye out. Has access to their Pulse Bomb. So if Kiefer could get a very crucial stick on either of the healers, this could be a win from the side of Epizeuxis, at least for this point.
Oh, big rotated round by the Sigma and the Zen against the Sigma and the Brig. It's kind of pinching them on the high ground. Meanwhile, Ice 7 Soundwave taking the other high ground. The Pulse Bomb is used onto the Brig, but the Rally is able to push it off. And it's going to be both ultimates, but CBT will be falling. The Res does come out. The Flux goes onto the Mercy and the Sigma, but it gets rocked with a rock by Yunchil, able to cancel it. Cam trying to build up to the next barrage as the ball continues on point. Blossom onto the signature Tracer, bullying up to another Pulse Bomb. 7 Potato finding the support duo that takes out the other ones. And it's going to be Overcharged taking the wheel and taking the round. as Epizeuxis is going to get stalled right before point B again. Or checkpoint B, I should say.
Wow. Again, we've seen it in King's Row happen. It happens here again. Only 1 point take and barely taking the second point. Just like that. And you have to talk about this. And one thing I do want to mention now from the side of Epizeuxis is I don't think the Zen pick right here from CBT is really putting the amount of value that they're hoping for every single time. And we're talking about the last two fights, not even the last two fights, the last fight. Both of the times, Zenyatta, CBT Zenyatta was the first champion to fall, or I should say character, to fall get killed by Overcharge. And that gives them a huge advantage because you're not only deleting a healer from the side of the Epizeuxis, you're also taking away a lot of clutch potential that Zenyatta Transcendence could clutch a lot, not to mention all the damage debuff. So I don't think playing Zenyatta into this double shield composition is really key because it is hard to send out all those Discord orbs past shield, and majority of the time people are behind shield. So this Brigitte change, I think, is a much better, far better option from the side of Epizeuxis coming into this, double shield, unstoppable double shield composition from the side of Overcharge, and they're looking quite. Like, they have all the advantages right now, Mob. They could take this game, and you have to understand, they take this, they have a chance at playoffs, and they just beat the second seed team. Like, this is a true underdog run right here.
Yeah, Cam switching over to the Sombra just to try and something different because the McCree definitely isn't working out, and the Pharaoh didn't work very well either. And pause coming out from Sevs, Blossom having more internet issues. At the start of the game, so it's not that big of a deal. Unfortunate. If you're Epizeuxis, you're kind of praying that Blossom doesn't come back because of the amazing performance that Blossom's been putting out, or Overcharge has been putting out as a whole.
Yeah, especially the DPS line. I mean, I can't just say DPS lineup. Even the healers, Seven, Ono, Potato, have been doing so much for the team, getting the elimination, getting whatever they need to do. Now, one thing I do want to say, I wonder if Blossom is from the Eastern side, Eastern time standard, because currently I'm from New York and the weather here is atrocious. I gladly have a decent enough mic so people can't hear it, but there's been wind just bashing my window all this time. So it could be definitely a weather issue that's causing this, all the internet problems. And I fully understand from the side of from the side of Overcharge. So I'm just glad that Blossom is able to play as long as they're.
Yeah, it's very Blossom able to play in that New York weather. Going back to the game though, it looks like Blossom actually is popping off the field and not Kifa finding Ono Potato, but it's going to be Overcharged taking a very quick point A. Only about a minute drained from the clock. Epizeuxis is not looking good right now. If you're a fan of then it's do or die hour, honestly.
To be honest, and at this point, they look at Overcharge. They have 5 minutes. They have 5 minutes to push the to push the payload. Not even a block. So that's a lot of time that Epizeuxis has to hold out right here. And on the side of ultimates, they're not really looking good too. Because look at this. Blossom got their ultimate reset and wasn't in the fight because of the disconnection. And they're already at 80%. So the Sombra hacks are looking quite good, but they're not really finishing off any kills. And that doesn't really do any good. But Chem does have a EMP on the side, so maybe they could utilize this EMP and get a big Deadeye from the side of Kiefer.
Yeah, they have to use this EMP to kind of build an ultimate bank that just continues to deposit 2 ultimates per fight. But if they invest a lot here and lose, then it's just over. A big EMP finding 4. The Ice actually killing Cambo. That's not what you want to see, and there's not going to be any more follow-up. CVT following his ball, 2 down for Epizeuxis. Ice does fall on the other side. The High Noon, the Flux, the Matrix, everything getting popped, but no kills. It's just Overcharge. Overcharge is dominating Epizeuxis no matter how many ultimates they press. And Overcharge is, despite a miracle for Epizeuxis on the stall, Overcharge won that fight 5 ultimates with only Sev's ults. And the High Noon coming out from Ice. it's just celebration at this point. It is nothing left that Epizeuxis can do, and Overcharged is going to take the series 3-0.
Now, you did say this was going to be a one-sided game at the very beginning when we were just talking before the game even started. I didn't expect to be this story right here, but look at this Ono Potato getting some flair under his Overwatch resume, deleting CBT right there, a very crucial pick, and then both supports falling. This is just a hell for Epizeuxis right here. You see a very angry Begeta just come at your way, shield bash, swinging their, I don't know what that weapon is called, but let's just call it a chain belt. There you go, flare. And what do you even do? You know, it's just like this team Overcharged, right? They looked so weak when you put the numbers up the screen. But if you actually see them play, this is a whole different situation. They come in with this double shield composition that I have heard about from some, rumors that they were actually doing really well in scrims, but I didn't expect it to be this well, to come in and just outright beat the second standing team in this division just like that with the 3-0. This is a huge win from Overcharged. If you're an Overcharged fan or even a player, manager, whatever, you are happy. You're thrilled right now. But now all this talking after, we definitely need an interview, and I'm thinking of Ice. I'm thinking Ice, to bring in Ice, because this guy has been on fire. As ironic it sounds like, he has been just ripping the game apart. So let's see if we could get Ice in this interview really quickly and get some insight on how they prepared for this match and what was their mindset like when they came in here.
Yeah, while we're getting Ice in, I would like to point out, I believe that with this 3-0 victory over Epizeuxis, that Overcharge has clinched the playoff position, and they will be a part of this year's Season 3 Advanced Playoffs. Powerhouse and Vertigo, I believe, with no chance of getting in anymore after this big win.
Definitely. And Ice, I know you could hear us as you joined right before the beautiful statement coming out from the mouth of Mouth Killer. And, first of all, congrats.
Thank you.
I think it's a huge win. And, a little birdie did tell me that you guys were practicing this. And I was kind of excited to see this. And I'm pretty sure you know who it was. He has a very large mouth and always likes to talk. But other than that, let's get to the question, right? Now, you guys were practicing the scrim last week. What was the mentality coming in, knowing that this is like do or die moment against Epizeuxis? And, they are second seeding team, so not any child's play. So what was the mindset, and how did you guys come into this game when you first started today?
Honestly, the mindset was just win. We came into it pretty calm, full of energy, and ready to go, honestly. We showed what we can do today, and I think we're going to bring it in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely very obvious that you brought your A game, as your kind of livelihood was on this match. 3-0 loss to Epizeuxis would have meant that there was an open door for either Powerhouse or Vertigo to take your 6th seed. But I am glad that you were able to put on such a performance on this. One thing I definitely noticed watching, that there was a big, not a compositional, but a play difference between Overcharge and Epizeuxis. You guys favor playing some of that more split double shield against Epizeuxis' 6-man stack. How do you think the split works better than the 6-man stack?
Honestly, with the split, you can just get a lot of different angles and different pressure, and then just collapse on them with pincers. And I feel like with that, we could just easily take the victory over them, since they're always playing just close together.
Yeah, definitely. Sai, do you have any more questions?
Yeah, I definitely have one last question to kind of close the night out. Now, Ice, we've seen you play, brother. You were, on something, and now I want to say, what sponsored, energy drink did you take before starting that Kings Row match? Because that was not okay what you did right there.
I'd just like to say I snorted about half a bottle of G Fuel right before the game. Raspberry. Use code ICE for 20% off. Blue
You heard
raspberry.
it. You heard it, chat. Okay, blueberry. Make sure it's blueberry. That's the key. Okay.
Blue
But other than
ras.
that,
That's what
thank
it's
you.
about.
Oh, there you go, blue raz. But other than that, thank you so much, Ice, for joining us. Again, congrats to your entire team for winning this and clutching the playoffs. I'm very excited to see you guys in the upcoming weeks while we get started in playoffs. Other than that, thank you for everybody who's watching right now. If you are just coming into the stream, even though I believe this was the only stream for the weekend,
It was.
if you missed any, so a lot of games weren't streamed, but I assure you they will be uploaded on our YouTube channel for League Zero. So you could always go to League Zero's YouTube channel and just look at all the videos that any games you missed, even the games that are not being streamed, will be uploaded there, recorded. So you could always review them there. Other than that, I thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Sai. I'm here with my co-caster, Mob Killer, and from us, we'll be saying good night and have a wonderful weekend.